Breaking news coming in. Two sources have confirmed now that about 150 people, including Indian citizens, have been released by the Taliban. And they're on their way back to the Kabul airport. That's some good news coming in right there. What we're picking up from government sources at the moment is that all Indians are safe and the authorities are in touch with them. This is good news coming in. Government sources indicating all Indians are safe at this point of time. Authorities are in touch with them. Geeta is now joining us. Geeta, that was worrying news that was coming in that said that 150 Indians perhaps are captured by Taliban, but sources indicating from the government that they're all safe. The government is in touch with them and they've been released and are on their way back, if I'm not mistaken, to the Kabul airport. What are we picking up?
Well, that's right. 150 people were taken by Taliban affiliates and they were taken to an undisclosed location. The documents were being checked because many of them were Afghan citizens, many Afghan Hindus and Afghan Sikhs. What we're being told is that the Indian nationals are safe and are being released. They will be taken to the to Kabul airport, which is where from where they have to take the flights, the evacuation flights to India, to New Delhi. We are given to understand that a batch of 85 Indian nationals have already been evacuated and the plane landed safely in Dushanbe, Tajikistan. But there are concerns about all these other Indians who could not make it to that flight and who were stranded outside. Because there is now an ongoing effort by the Taliban and their affiliates not to allow Afghan nationals outside the country. Afghan Sikhs and Afghan Hindus were also part of the entire group of 150 people who were picked up and taken to check their documents and their passports. But now we're given to understand that Indian authorities are in touch with the Indian nationals who are outside the airport and facilitating their movement now to ensure that they enter the airport. So let's see what really happens when it comes to all those Indian nationals who are managing to make it to the airport, whether if they will be on the next flight home. But for now, government sources have confirmed that these Indian nationals who were picked up, of the 150 people picked up by the Taliban or Taliban affiliates, are safe.
That's some good news coming in, some relief coming in right there that they are safe. Government sources indicating that they are in touch with these Indians and the 150 people who were feared to be captured have now been released is the news that is coming in. Geeta, continue to be with us right there as she's getting us all the very latest details in terms of what's going on right there in Afghanistan. Like thousands of others, many Indians are also stuck in war-torn Afghanistan. Indian origin Mohammad Asif Shah, who was working as an assistant professor at Bakhtar University in Kabul, has sent out an SOS. Listen to him. He's narrating his ordeal.
We have been here from we can say midnight, 12 o'clock. We reached here and we have no any official in contact who will allow us or make it possible that we can enter the airport. Nobody inside the airport that who can take us inside the airport. We are 280 people stranded here outside and the heavy firing is going on. We are not able to make a decision what should we do further next because there is no any communication, total black. We can say everybody is blank, everybody is clueless what to do next. We request our higher officials, all the authorities, MEA, the embassy that kindly take the sincere note of our request. Kindly try to do a possible contact that who will make us allow to go inside or there should be someone from inside who will allow us because every country have their own security personnels or officials who are taking them inside the airport, but we are all citizens without any official, without any security personnel, so they are not allowing us to enter the airport.
India's mission evacuation from Kabul is underway. 85 Indians have been evacuated from Kabul today. A similar exercise happened, remember, in 1992 when the terrorists had taken control over Kabul. Shreya Chatterjee spoke to squadron leader Rajesh Kumar, retired, who undertook this particular evacuation. And what are the impediments that he faced and how it was different from today's evacuation? Let's listen in from the IAF veteran himself.
You're talking about a lot of difficulties that you face when such operations happen. There's also a secrecy. That needs to be maintained about when you are entering Afghanistan. In the present situation, how do you see it to be difficult compared to what you guys did back in 1992?
In the present situation, so much of information is available. people know that airport, it's difficult even now, it's not easy. The Taliban can use shoulder-fired weapons which are very effective at low altitudes. But what we are gathering from all news channels, that the airfield is effectively under the control of Americans. Therefore, a certain amount of security is guaranteed. In our time, we didn't have any information whether this airfield is under control of whom, what. It was only when we landed in Mazar-e-Sharif we realized that we are in a friendly territory. We didn't know till that time that this is a friendly area.
So, we're also seeing a lot of visuals where these officials who are going into these operations, they are facing the Afghan nationals. There are a lot of apprehension there in Afghanistan. They also want to board these aircrafts which are only for evacuation purpose of certain nationals who are stuck over there. How difficult is it for people who undertake these operations to overlook certain humanitarian aspect and just focus on these operations?
I pity the crew members, because anyone that they are leaving behind, they must be feeling so sorry for them. But seeing those visuals of people clinging on to the American aircraft or other aircrafts, they are desperate. And I can tell you that no crew would be happy to leave them behind. But their constraints are so much. The load factor, you cannot carry beyond a certain number of people, so they have to be left behind. But this is now going on. It's like a sky train. The Americans are evacuating, we are evacuating, the entire European countries are evacuating. So I feel that there is a certain amount of tacit understanding with the Taliban in today's context that these evacuations are happening.